Hello everyone, Josh first back again, bringing you guys some more Black Clover Phantomites. Almost forgot what I was going to talk about. But here we are. This is the global tier list. It finally got out. Thanks so much to Phoenix and the actual Phantom Knights Discord for putting this together. He also was the one responsible for making the Japanese version one. So I will be putting the link for this in the description below so you guys and gals out there can check this out for yourselves. We're going to be going over all the current tiers. Now, these are graded from top tier to bottom tier. So tier 0 would, of course, be the best. Placement within each tier is random. So what he's basically saying is just because Mereoleona is the first one listed does not mean that she's better than Witch or Black or Zora. That's not what he's saying. He's basically just saying that these 4 units, no matter which order you put them in, are considered the best of the best available at this time. Now, this is only for the 5 stars. There is no 4 stars or lower listed. Really, there's only a couple 4 stars even worth at all, even building up in the entire game, more or less. So they're not going to be really a concern outside of perhaps Leo, for example, being probably the biggest one to get because of his leader skill. So with all that said, let's talk about some of the ones that are in the list and what I think about it. So tier 0, we've got Mereoleona, Black Asta. Now, the reason we're bringing those 2 units up first is because these units actually drop 6 months early on global. Yes, you heard that correctly. These 2 units actually did not come on the JP side of the game until their half-year anniversary. So yeah, 6 months early on global, guys. So absolutely wonderful. And, you know, obviously that means, you know, they're going to be pretty strong units for coming so early into the game. You got Witch Queen up there as well. And then you got Zora, our boy Zora. Tier 1, we've got Nozzle, Yami, Mars, Henry, Kahano, can't talk today, Kahano, there we go, and Mimosa. Now, we already know a lot about Mimosa and Mars. We've talked about them quite a bit here on the channel, as have we on Yami as well. Yami, of course, you want to pick him up, not necessarily for Yami himself, even though he's a really strong unit in his own right, but what you're really getting from Yami on top of that is his Black Bull formation, which is the best formation in the entire game, even on the JP side of things. Nozzle is considered the second best Captain 5-star available right now in the game. You got Henry as possibly, or arguably, the best tank in the game outside of Mars. It's kind of a give and take between Henry and Mars because they both kind of do a great job as a defender role, but they do their role differently. Mars is more of self-sustainable, where Henry kind of relies on the rest of your allies, but he can also give you shields and stuff like that. But you're going to probably want to pair him up with a healer such as Mimosa to kind of counteract some of his side effects and some of his skills, even though he's really, really strong. So it's really depending, but he also works with the Black Bull formation, so there's also that. So Henry and Mars, both just amazing defenders in this game. And Mimosa, we already know all about her. She's just the queen of the game right now. Sorry, Witch Queen, but let's be honest, Mimosa's the real queen. I mean, look at them sparkles. Okay. And then we got Gray to finish things off for tier 1. So if you guys got any of these units in tier 0 and tier 1, you're already well off on your way to having a pretty solid account. Now, tier 2, we have some of the free-to-play 5 stars that they've given us from the pre-registration. Asta, Demon Dweller, and Yuno. Now, these 2 units, I believe, are tier 4 on JP. So they will continue to drop down, which makes perfect sense. They are free 5 stars, so I didn't expect too much from them in the beginning. But to be honest, they're nice to have. They're very good, and they're decent. They fit well in their roles, especially Asta. I personally consider Asta to be a little bit better over Yuno, especially with the fact that you have the Black Bull formation being the best thing in there, and you can even pair him up with his alter ego Black Asta and run them both on your team if you'd like to go like full on DPS. He has some good range as well. So there's that. And then we have, of course, Fauna, Jack, and Charlotte to round out the rest of tier 2. Now, tier 3, this is where you're going to start getting into the I don't want to say trash tier, but pretty close to trash tier. We have Luck, we've got William, we've got Rill, we've got Lotus, and we have Vito. Now, Vito is an easy one to pretty much dictate and tell you, in my opinion, why he's a tier 3 and why, obviously, Phoenix felt the need to put him in a tier 3 as well, and a lot of players because Vito is basically power creeped already by Black Asta. Because what Vito does is Vito is a nuker. The problem is he actually hurts your entire team first to do a big nuke, but he only taps out at 4,044 damage. No matter what, that's his limit on that nuke ability. Whereas Black Asta has really no technical limit. It's just his limit is basically dictated by how much attack you can get into him, but there really is no true limit, really. And he's going to hit extremely hard, and he does not need to hurt your own team to be able to pull that ability off. Plus, again, Black Bull formation. We're going to be bringing that up a lot in this game because it's just so good. So unfortunately for Vito, he's already power crept instantly with Black Asta being in the game, and for the fact that Vito will also hurt your team. You're going to have to run him with a healer to make him effective with that nuke ability, and his nuke ability is capped off at 4,444, which is not very much damage when you get to more mid to late game. So he was an easy one to pretty much say, yeah, he's down there in tier 3. And then, of course, we already mentioned the others. Now, tier 4, we have officially reached trash tier. We were getting closer, trash tier. We were in the recycle bin. Now we're in the trash can. We've got Leon and Roddy's buffer and defender, and Roddy's, I don't know why I said Roddy's, Radies, my bad. And then tier 5, we have officially reached the bottom of the ocean, or should I say the top of your car, because every time you look up, it's a sunny day, you will find Nero bird shit on your rooftop. There you go. So Nero is officially bird feed at this point. Can we just call tier 5 bird feed tier? Does that make sense? Sure. We're going to call tier 5 bird feed tier, the abyss, bottom of the barrel, bottom of the ocean. I don't know, somewhere out there in the middle of the desert, whatever you want to call or consider tier 5, that is where you will find Nero. Nero is so bad. Now, a lot of people are trying to run Nero as a leader, but they're making one big mistake. She, spoiler alert, she increases your crit damage, but if you don't have Leopold, the 4-star, as your leader, you're not going to get very many crits, if any crits at all, off. So that crit damage lead is useless. Now, if you run a hero such as Leopold for the crit lead, you'll have that, and then you'll have the Black Bull formation, which gives you crit damage. So they go hand in hand and basically makes Nero completely useless. Even though Nero will be your first 6-star in the game because they give you the resources to make her a 6-star from pre-registration, she is still just absolute the worst 5-star, not 5-star in the game, unfortunately. So Nero equals useless. If you're into birds, I guess you can look at her, but just not very, very good. So that is going to go ahead and round out the list. Now, if you guys and gals out there also want to link to the Discord for Phantom Knights, Phoenix went ahead and actually put that information in the bottom there for you, where it says back and better than ever. Infinity Clover is back with new format. Now, Infinity Clover is also one of the names that the Japanese version carries for this game. It's called Infinity Clover and JP for some reason. Over here in the English global version, we call it Phantom Knights, but they're the same game, so not to get confused. And of course, the person who made this tier list is Phoenix. You can find him in this Discord link at Phoenix. You also have at Element, which is also helping as well. So thank you to both those users for putting this together for us. And I just wanted to kind of share my opinion on some of these units. I don't have all the information on every single one of these units yet, because I haven't really used them all, or I just haven't looked into them. So I'll have to come back at a later day and like break down all of these units individually by tiers. So a lot of you that are confused why they're tiered the way they are, that'll hopefully help you kind of get a better idea. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed today's video. Don't forget that subscribe button. Join us in the Discord in the description below, so you don't miss a thing. And also go ahead and hit that like button, comment below, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Until then, as always, peace.